Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Superman issue number 9. Let me tell you something. I was real close to just getting this thing on digital. Glad I didn't. This was a good book. This was actually a really fun issue of Superman. So we got the Unity Saga, The House of L, Part 3. Brian Michael Bendis on script, Ivan Rice on pencils, Brandon Peterson on art, Joe Prado on and Auclair Albert on inks, colors by Alex Sinclair, and Josh Reed on letters. The cover is Reese Prado and Sinclair. Rob Liefeld does the variant cover. I'm actually a little bit bothered by this because I know for a fact that Federico Blee also did the colors for Rob Liefeld's variant cover. So I'm wondering why he wasn't included in this. That's annoying. Anyway, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster are the creators of Superman. So these first opening pages were gorgeous, especially with the big blue blimp version of Plastic Man there. You see the Hawks, see all these characters there, and it was a really nice scene. Not just the scene, but the whole first opening couple of pages there, right when Zod comes down. Like, it was a beautiful scene. Vision of the future, perhaps? Not sure, but I loved this. It was easily the best part of the book, but the whole book was actually pretty cool. John starts to give his story where he first went and was captured by Ultraman of the crime syndicate. Some of this part didn't make sense. Make no mistake. He didn't have his powers in so much that he couldn't fly, but he was still immune to the. There was no sun on this planet apparently. He couldn't fly, but he was still invulnerable to the volcano. The not acid, Jesus, the lava flying up at him. So yeah, and who knows how long he stayed there, but he stayed there for a long time. He wouldn't say how long. We know he was gone for like 3 years or so, but he wouldn't say how long he was a prisoner there. He escapes, and he goes out, like how he escapes is pretty interesting, especially since he didn't have any powers, right? He goes and he gets into a conversation, or confrontation more like it, with somebody who no kid should ever have to deal with that. I'm just saying. That's pretty much the gist of this entire book, and it was, like I said, it was pretty good. It could have been better, yeah, I guess. But we're getting an origin story. Finally, 9 issues in, we're getting, not an origin story, excuse me. We're getting an explanation of what's been happening. I'm down with that. There was, of course, still that part with Lois. She says something to Clark, and then she just stares at him with these big eyes like, whatever. And honestly, F her feelings. That's the biggest problem that I have. The way that not just Bendis, but King also in Heroes in Crisis, the way that they've been portraying Lois as backstabbing, conniving, and yet somehow Superman still loves her. I guess I could probably still love her if I were married to her, but I wouldn't want to be with her. I would leave. I'd be done. I couldn't be with someone so deceitful. And just her looking, her eyes, like, that look of pain. I looked at that, I was like, good. I hope, I hope that you get much more pain, so you have an idea of the idea of what you've done to other people. Like, she's just, sorry, the way that she's been written right now, terrible human being who I would never, ever do a favor for. And that speaks a lot. My big thing is, like, I'm enjoying what's happening in the book right now. I'm enjoying all of this stuff, but honestly, Bendis, King, hopefully, but I don't expect him to do it. But I'm hoping that Mr. Bendis is able to do something to really rectify why Lois has done the things that she's done lately in his comic books. This kills me. Lois Lane is supposed to be that character that keeps Superman human. It's big air quotes there. And right here, I barely see her as human. That just horrible, terrible things that she's been engaged in lately. That's got to be fixed. And I just, I don't know if I can just ignore that. Unfortunately, like that's the big looming dark cloud rolling over this comic book and Action Comics. Anything that's got, Superman in it. Anytime there's a reference back to Lois and whatnot, it's like, no, she's deceitful, man. So, I hate that this turned into that. But honestly, I read this comic book, I see one lousy scene with her, all of that just comes washing back. I hope that can be rectified. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.